I'm sure many of you have already heard about this story that I'm bringing to you right now. And I actually heard about this on Instagram. I'm telling you, I be finding out a lot of stuff on Instagram, on social media, period, before a lot of my subscribers started to inform me about this through my email. Shout out to you who let me know about it. So, in this picture, you have on the left former Tennessee Titan player Tony Beckham, um, who currently now lives in Florida, who caught this man right here, this perv, outside of his daughter's window. His name is Geoffrey Cassidy. So the story goes that he, was um um looking. I'm sorry, let me get it right. He found this guy was outside of his daughter's window, and he's like, why is he out there? Like, this looks real creepy. Now his daughter is 15. And all of a sudden, he notices that this guy is doing something very perverted outside of his child's window. This guy is standing outside of his daughter's window masturbating. Now, the fact that he's even out there is creepy enough at that time of, at that time of the day, or at that time of night. But it's even more creepy the fact that he's standing out there jacking off outside of this man's daughter's window. Like, imagine you have a child, or if it's you and you happen to open up your window and you're like, and your house is like right there on the ground, and you look outside, or even if it's high up in an apartment, you look down and you see somebody just looking up at you, or looking directly at you, just masturbating. Like, that's creepy as fuck. It is. It just is. So he did what any person would do, and he had to handle his business. And he said first thing that he did was he yelled at the man who tried to run away. Then he chased the man down in the apartment complex parking lot, and he said that, and according to Tony Beckham, he said that the two had a good conversation. Good sense of humor there, because, and I like how the article put had a good conversation in quotations, because they didn't really actually talk. Well, he didn't talk to him with his mouth. He talked to him with his fist, which leads us to why his face looks the way that it does right here. Now, a lot of people were saying that they wish that he could have did a little bit more. I wish he would have did too. But one thing that really stood out is that if he did too much damage to him, they probably would have tried to say that he was the aggressor in this situation. Remember, the last time a black man actually had to run up on a white guy, had to defend his girlfriend, he ended up being shot and killed, and that too happened in Florida. And Florida got that infamous stand your ground law, and unfortunately that doesn't really work for black people, but it always works for that white guy. But what he did do, though, is he actually caused this man to get several facial fractures. So he hit him pretty significantly hard. Like, we're talking about a guy who used to tackle guys for a living. So, there's enough power and force behind his punches. But they said they caused him to get a few facial fractures, and that was pretty much about it. It was enough to subdue the guy, and, they already arrested him, and I'm sure they hit him with a few charges. They need to keep his perverted ass in jail. But imagine you having a child and they looking out the window and they see something that creepy, just standing there performing this act. Because I can think of a couple of charges. One being, that's a lewd act for one, because you're basically standing out there exposing your private parts, and a couple of other charges such as that could also be seen as stalking, because who knows how not only how long was he out there, but two, how many times has he come there, and this is the first time they caught him. I have a feeling this is not his first time roaming that area or coming to this girl's window. This is the first time he's been caught. So yeah, that's just perverted as they come. And I would like to know, are the women's groups going to say anything about this? I mean, I know that they won't, but I always feel like, it's always good to ask, because I know that they're not going to say anything. Like, this is some straight up creepy ass shit. But I would like for y'all to tell me. I will act, you know what? Let me ask the guys. Let me ask the men. For those of you who have children, preferably young girls, If you happen to go outside and you saw a man doing what this guy was doing, let me know down in the comments how you would have handled that situation. I can almost pretty much guess what y'all are going to say, but I always entertain the comments when it comes to situations like this. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the, and I will talk to you in the next one.